Not only is this one of the worst movies I've ever seen, it's also one of the worst werewolf movies I've ever seen. With such complex characters as a rapist, a attempted rapist who is also a pedophile, who also wants to commit incest, and a convicted felon that's committed multiple counts of Grand Theft Auto that they try and make you sympathize for most of the movie. For some reason. Because it was okay because he was on drugs or whatever. It was dumb. The actual werewolf is hardly in the movie. And it looks terrible. So the movie opens up with this random rapist, and then the werewolf kills the girl he was gonna rape, and then he survives from the werewolf attacking him. So yeah, of course he becomes a werewolf later in the movie. And Johnny Lee later gets attacked. He's the convicted felon. And yeah, now he's a werewolf, but he never turns into a werewolf. Even when we see other people are turning into werewolves now, he doesn't turn into a werewolf. He starts to want to eat steak really badly. So I guess that's enough. And then we got this Uncle Wayne who keeps referring to his niece as beautiful. And then we find out later that he is attracted to her. And then, of course, she tries to kick him out because of that. And then later, while he's in the bar, he convinces himself that, well, it's okay because she's not a child. It's so dumb. And then he's like, well, if she doesn't like it, I'll let her shoot me. Hell, I gave her the gun. And then when he gets to the house, he hides the gun. And then luckily, Johnny Lee catches him, and he doesn't try to do anything, luckily. He just takes the gun and leaves. And then Johnny Lee catches him. They get into dumb argument. And then this is when we find out he's a pedophile. Because Johnny Lee just wants to clarify. So he makes 10 jokes about Wayne being a pedo. Not, being angry with him or disgusted with him, just jokes about how he's a pedo. Because I guess that's the most hilarious thing there is. Then it ends up, getting him shot. She goes outside. She gets shot. And then the dude from the beginning of the movie finally shows up again. And they talk for a bit. He gets shot. And then a werewolf comes to attack Wayne right when he's trying to finish off his niece. And he gets killed. Well, I also forgot to mention that she walks outside to go find Johnny Lee because he decided he wanted to sleep outside or something dumb like that because of the whole steak thing or whatever. And she bumps into a werewolf, and she just goes inside, closes the door, and goes to sleep. Well, she doesn't go to sleep. She goes in a closet and closes it and drinks some alcohol and cries, and then later she just goes and lays down and sleep on the couch. So that was very dumb and pointless that she went outside and bumped into a werewolf. And then, after the werewolf attacks Wayne, She gets chased down by it in a hilarious scene because it's chasing her, running like a person on its own two legs. And it's clearly a costume. It's just chasing her like it's a human. But it's supposed to be a werewolf. It's so dumb. And then she bumps into someone that she thinks can help her. And she just responds in the weirdest way. She's like, hey, they're all dead. You gotta help me. Let's go. And then she responds saying, don't flatter yourself. And then we find out that apparently she wants to have sex with the werewolf. My first, viewing of that scene, I just thought she was some crazy fan of, the convicted felons that escaped prison. The rapist and the dude that committed Grand Theft Auto. But no, she's just someone that wants to sleep with a werewolf for some reason. So she drops the bathrobe that she was wearing. So she's completely naked now, and then the werewolf kills her. And then he turns into a human and talks to the girl, and he's like, hey, you remember that dream that you had earlier in the movie? And I think it happened like another time or something. It was some nightmare that she kept having. Well, yeah, it's me. And then she turns into a werewolf and the movie ends. It's so awful. But it was so bizarre. I couldn't take my eyes off it. I had to finish it. But it really wasn't worth it. It's just such a bad movie. I gotta find the werewolves. They look really bad. Yeah, there it is. That's the werewolf. So bad. But yeah, I guess that's about it.